evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's my privilege today to be the Director of Ceremonies, or in my language, Master of Ceremonies. And it's my first job to welcome you here very specially and make you feel at home in the Wits Art Museum. And the occasion is a celebration of research, and perhaps more specific, a celebration of researchers, because it's people that make it possible, and it's people like you that make it possible. And so this is our second meeting of this type since Helen has taken over the leadership of research at the university as DVC of Research, Prof. Leyburn. And it's a great opportunity for us to celebrate your hard work and your success. So we've got a short little program today. The opportunity is more about interacting and having a snack upstairs, but the little program that we've got to go through, Helen is going to speak to us, and then our guest speaker, Prof. Gray, will address us after that. Then a vote of thanks from Gerard van Groenewald, and Prof. Yunus Ballam will close the formalities. So that's our short little program. But just as the last people take their seats by way of welcome, I just wanted to let you know that our focus is obviously on all researchers, all rated researchers, as a word of thank you for your efforts. But we'll also be focusing particularly on those people that have got an NRF rating for the very first time. And we have a little gift for them that we'll hand out a bit later. But please, it's just a focus on the new first-timers, because it's obviously very special for them. But everybody is acknowledged for their massive effort that they put into this process. I also take a moment for an ad, if you don't mind. I can't miss the opportunity. My advert is that we run a number of workshops and support programs and whatnot for people who are filling in rating applications. I think with more and more technology built into the online application process, the form just gets more and more complicated. And so the idea is that you shouldn't waste hours and hours and hours of your time trying to work out what to put in the application form, that we in the research office can help you with that. So if you are coming up for a re-rating next year, please avail yourself of those services. But also, please get the word out to your colleagues, especially the younger ones, the young in research. Make sure that they take opportunity to be assisted by us. It's our pleasure, and your success is our success. And I'm pleased to say that we're dealing at present with 41 people at present who are putting in new ratings. Not all of them will get there, you know, some of them will recommend to wait a year or two or whatever. But it's really exciting to be working with such a big group of people. All right, enough from my side. I now ask Prof. Helen Leyburn to come up and give us a few words of welcome.
Thank you, Rob. And thank you to all of you who have come along this evening. As Rob mentioned, it's the second occasion that we have held this function to celebrate research and researchers, and particularly our NRF-rated researchers. And it's great to see a good crowd here this evening. Thank you very much for coming. Here's an ad to add to the other ads, and this is the ad of the Wits Art Museum. I happen to also be the chairman of the advisory board of the Wits Art Museum, and I'm so pleased that we've got so many of you coming here. Most of the people who I've been chatting to prior to we came downstairs said that they had not been here before. Now, for a bunch of researchers and scientists, I guess we should say, be more generous in our interests and to come and explore the Wits Art Museum, which sometimes puts on really awesome exhibitions. So I saw Fiona Rankin-Smith up top here just now as we were taking our seats, and please take some time to see what's here. But really my role right now is to welcome you to this event and to say welcome to what is probably a unique event in South African universities. I don't know any other institution which actually has a gathering or a function for its NRF-rated researchers. we consider them so highly that we for 2 years now have gathered the NRF-rated researchers together. About 150 of our total of about 240 NRF-rated researchers responded to our invitation, and you are part of that group. We view you as the cream of academics at Wits, and so we're really grateful that you've made the time to come and to allow us to celebrate your achievements for a while. I also want to acknowledge some members of the senior executive team, if they're here, who've come to also acknowledge your excellence in research. I know Eunice Ballum is sitting towards the front, and there may be other members of the Vice-Chancellor's office, but you won't find the Vice-Chancellor here. I'm afraid he's in Ghana, and he sends his apologies. I also want to acknowledge members of the research office who are here. Usually they sit towards the back, but they're here in force. And I'd also like to say right at the outset that a really great job is done by Wahida Bala, Ian Burns, and Rob Drennan in assisting researchers in the university to get their NRF ratings. And I want to acknowledge their work and thank them very much publicly for what they do. We did invite some members of the NRF to join us. Last year they did, but we understand that they have a planning workshop going on at the moment, which I think clashed with this occasion, so I'm not sure if there's anyone here from the NRF. If they are, I'd like to say how much we appreciate the cooperation that we have with them and the relationship we have with the NRF, and we have a sense that we work together on issues like ratings and Saatchi chairs and other things to do, and grant funding to do with research. But mainly it's about thanking you, the rated researchers of Wits University, and that you've come to enjoy what I hope you did last year, and that is the company of your fellow rated researchers. For many of you and me, last year was the first time I could put faces to names of rated researchers in the institution. And now I hope that this year it will be being able to continue those conversations that you started last year. And indeed, part of our objective of the occasion is that for newly rated researchers, that you have a chance to see who they are. And the booklet which has been handed out will also help you in that regard as well. So, but you really are the reason that we're having a celebration. It's about your achievements, about your being somewhere along the spectrum of the NRF categories of ratings of research. And even with whatever level you find yourself at, we want to salute you and to say how proud we are of you at Wits University. Certainly last year when I came away from the function and had quite a lot of feedback from people there too, there was a great sense of camaraderie amongst the rated researchers of the university. There had been a chance to talk, to find out who was doing what, a chance to find out who was who. And I got a sense from other people, and also from my own sense of that get-together, that we all had some things in common, not necessarily our research areas, of course, but we all loved research. We were all expert to a certain degree in our various fields of exploration and investigation. And that bound us in a certain way that I certainly felt a sense of camaraderie, and I hope that many of you did too, and that perhaps has brought you back today. Finally, I want to just say thank you to those who've put this occasion together, and that is, I mean, this is not finally in the talk, but finally in the preliminaries. Let me say thank you very much to Kasturi, Sanasi, Rob Drennan, and their team, who really put this occasion together. Their sense of pride in this occasion is evident, and I think that a special thank you must go to Kasturi for putting together the booklet, which I'll talk to about a little bit more in a moment. Last year we held this function in the Origins Center, as you recall, and it's fitting that in this year, Wits's 90th year, that we're hosting this event here in the Wits Art Museum, because this museum was opened in May this year as one of the prestige events of the Wits 90 campaign, or birthday celebrations. And so I particularly want to say how pleased we are, and thanks to the curators of the Wits Art Museum for allowing us to take some space. More importantly, though, as I've already mentioned, please explore it, because I think that this is a part of Wits University which most people haven't seen, and it's worth doing so. But given that it is Wits' 90th birthday this year, we've done something a little bit special, which we didn't do last year, and that is that we've published a little booklet, which you all have on your seats. It lists, amongst other things, all the rated researchers at Wits, and I'm sure most of you have already checked to make sure that your name is on the list, and it should be. And if it's not, well, then we just need to know that we need to let Kasturi know, but she's pretty thorough and has checked this list several times over. And because it's also Wits' 90th birthday year, we're going to be giving our first-time rated researchers a little gift. Can't promise that we'll do it every year, but as far as we can, we'll try and do that. So yes, Wits has been in celebratory mode all of this year, and tonight we renew our celebration of research. And there's much to celebrate this year. Let me review a couple of things for you. First of all, we added 2 new A-rated scientists or researchers to our list of about 16 at the beginning of the year. That's Glenda Gray, who's going to be giving us a talk shortly, and Faisal Mohammed, who also is our newest A-rated researcher. So that was a reason for celebration, and we congratulate them particularly. Daryl Cummins had his A rating, I know Daryl's somewhere here, had his A rated reinstated, so we're very thrilled about that, and congratulations to him. And we didn't lose any A-rated scientists to other institutions. Well, at least not that I knew about. And let me just say that there's some other reason to celebrate, which is very hot off the press. First of all, during the last week, we heard from the NRF and DST that our application for a new Centre of Excellence in Paleosciences, for which we'd put in a phase 1 application, the first stage, had been approved to go through to the next stage. And so it's just one step closer to what we hope will be a new Centre of Excellence at Wits University in the next year. And within the last, 2 hours or so, we had word from the NRF that the 2 outstanding Saatchi chairs from the early this year allocation of 60 for areas in the social sciences, diversity and heritage, I think, both are coming to Wits. And so we're really very pleased about that, and it's another reason to celebrate. But getting back to ratings, currently we have 17-ish or 18 A-rated scientists. We're hoping to get 2 more in the next year. We know that because we have applications which are pending, or we've put recommendations to the NRF along these lines. We're hoping for another couple. In terms of Y-rated researchers, the numbers are steadily increasing. These are young and promising researchers, maybe our future A-rated researchers. We only have 1 P-rated scientist, that's Trevor Vicky sitting towards the back there, and we really need to develop more P-rated researchers in the institution. As you would expect, most of the rated researchers, about nearly 80% of them, are in B and C categories. And I view those researchers as upwardly mobile towards Bs and As in due course, and we're working on that too. We can also celebrate perhaps tonight that the increase in our rated researchers has been steady, and we expect that to make quite a large leap in 2013. In 2012, this year, we had 234 rated researchers in the university. That's about half the people with PhDs, which is really not good enough, but nevertheless. And of the 230 odd rated researchers, 19 received their rating for the first time, There were new ratings in 2012. Next year, we've already got confirmed ratings, in other words, people who are taking up their ratings from the beginning of next year. In excess of that, we have at least 23 new confirmed ratings for the beginning of 2013, but we also have a few outstanding reviews. In other words, some who should take up their ratings in 2013, but the NRF hasn't let us know the outcomes yet, but all of them look as if they will get a rating of some kind. And there are also some unknown, apart from those unknowns, there's some projected ratings which